Hey Ben, how are you?
Hey, good. Sorry.
All good, all good. Sorry about the delay. I was in the previous session.
It's all good, man. How's Madrid?
It's fine. It's doing fine. I'm going to share some pictures. So we are in the like 42 kind of
Whoa.
space. It's really, really big. We have you on the screen right now, and we have some students here on the couch. And yeah, it's really amazing, like amazing space. It's really,
That's a
really
really cool space.
it's a perfect place to do a bootcamp. I have a hard time managing the physical and online at the same time. I think for the next one, I need someone on the online side. Yeah, it's like it's too much, but it's amazing.
It's a really cool space.
How are things going on your side?
Busy.
Busy, yeah.
I worked all weekend.
We wanted to. So some students are very asked me already a lot of questions about what kind of jobs are available, like what kind of companies are hiring, what is happening. So yeah,
Sure.
if you have some things to share.
I would love to. Yeah, so let me just do a quick introduction of who I am. Um, Before I came to Code State, so I've been in the tech recruiting space for 16 years. I worked for Fortune 500 to being the first recruiter for startups, right? And help scale. Then I got an opportunity to join Code State as a talent lead. So I help internally hire for Code State when there's roles open. And then more importantly, I'm the venture lead.
I 1 second, Ben. I think I
Yep.
will try to share the sound from the TV because here we have the TV. So students
Sure.
are.
We have a huge
Can we try?
speaker.
I think it's.
I don't know.
Test. 1, 2, 3.
Hmm, it's still going on from the computer. Um, Let me see.
Because the HDMI cable support
Yeah,
audio.
yeah, it should support audio for sure. Oh, maybe I have an idea. It's maybe coming from here actually.
From Zoom.
There.
Okay, that's good.
They can hear me now.
Yes,
All
perfect.
right. Take two. I'm Ben. I live in Toronto, Canada. I've been in the recruiting space for 16 years. I've um I've worked for Fortune 500 to early stage startups where I was the first recruiter and helped scale and exit. Um, I don't know, like 9 months ago, I got an email from Isaac, who is our head of marketing, with this crazy idea about the internet computer, and I thought he was blowing smoke up my you know what, and did some research. And I'm like, this is fucking cool. I got to be a part of this. Found out about Seb and his journey. I'm like, yeah, this is a cool team that I need to be a part of. So what I do for Code State is twofold. Well, three. One is I help hire internally for Code State when we have roles open. Two, I assist with Seb with the boot camp. So people that successfully exit and graduate our boot camp, I help facilitate and find jobs. And then we have a venture called Talent Database or Talent DB, which is the first recruiting agency for founders and builders on the IC. So I speak with founders, I find their pain points, and I match them with talent. Um, that's me in a nutshell. So you guys want to know what's going on in the market? I'm super stoked because things are heating up, right? This bear market is the bear is going to go hibernate and the bull's going to come out and start causing some rampage, right? So right now, like with the IC itself, we have we have a handful of people that are looking for people. So we have Connecta, they're looking for a like a technical co-founder, someone with Motoko experience. We just filled a role with a new project that just came out called Blocks, which is a cool one. We have Mod Club, which is a content moderation one. They got some dev roles. If there's people here that have had previous experience with blockchain, Rust or Solidity, send me a note, right? They're looking for, this is a big one, 25 blockchain developers for a huge project that they're building out here. And it can be anybody, anywhere. It's fully remote, which is another reason why I love this this ecosystem, right? So in a nutshell, we have a dozen clients right now, a variety of different roles with a variety of different tech stacks. So if anyone's interested in learning more, shoot me a DM. More importantly is I'm going to apologize in advance because I've been slacking here. I've kind of been head down grinding it out. I'm going to start posting the roles in our Discord channel so everyone's aware. So it's in front and center, in the talent channel, I think it is. But either way, I always put @ here, so everyone should be able to get a notification, and then that'll be in Discord. You can just send me a DM and I'll respond back and I'll set up. If you've also completed our form, I'm going to apologize again. I've been a little relaxed with getting back to people there. So I'm going to be setting up 15-minute power interviews, as I call them, so we can have a quick chat, understand kind of your overall skill set. I know Motoko's new, but I know that most of you or some of you may have already coding experience. So I'd like to have further conversations with you.
Cool, thanks. So can we show the form that they need to fill if they're interested by the talent pool and the jobs that you're talking about? You can share your screen and I'm gonna remove mine as well. Ben, by the way, you're muted.
Supposed to be into this school.
I
Yes,
can't
it's
share.
on.
I don't have the capability to host disabled participant screen sharing. Here, I will put it in here. So I just shared the link there.
Okay.
Yep. It's pretty simple. Name, languages that you speak. Those are fun, right? What type of role are you looking for? Are you looking for a contract role, part-time, full-time? I know some people, what I love about it is there's a variety of people from on different sides of spectrums here. Some people are in school that are learning. Some people are, they have a full-time job, but they want to kind of level up their coding experience, right? So it depends on what you're looking for, right? Years of experience, overall coding experience. So I like someone to break it down if they have React, and then in brackets like 1.5 years, right? Rust 2 years, and the list goes on. Because I think when you have that range of years of experience, most people put 0 to 1 because of Motoko. I don't care specifically about the Motoko. That's an added bonus. I want to know your overall years of experience in coding. That's the most important thing. We have, kind of comp, desired salary range, which is nice. Status. You can put your resume in there and your GitHub link, right? And all this data stays with us, but we're able to share resumes and GitHubs to other founders, so they can have a snapshot of kind of what the talent looks like out in the marketplace.
Okay, cool. And so I have a few questions for you. First one
Fire away.
would be what is one of the projects that contacted you that you're the most excited about? And you can share a bit like what they're doing and
Yeah. There's two. One, I'm a huge fan of Mod Club. Mod Club is a content moderation platform, and they harness AI for user verification. So they're one of the OGs on the IC.
do you mind sharing what we're talking about? Like maybe
Sure.
their SNS or their Twitter, like just so we can see what they're doing. I'm also a huge fan of them.
Here's their website. Here's their Twitter.
Oh, oops.
So these guys, like,
Sorry.
yeah, future of crowdsourcing in Web3, right? So we just filled a senior front end developer role. It's the thing I love about Raheel, the founder. He comes like sporadic emails, comes out of nowhere saying, "Hey Ben, I need this." They have a pretty, I don't want to say generic tech stack, but it's like it's pretty mainstream tech stack, so it's pretty easy to fill pretty quickly. And we were able to put to bed a senior front end engineer role in a week. Historically, anywhere else, these if you're looking for, if you've ever interviewed anywhere else with a tech company, probably take a month and a half to get a role, from start to finish. In our ecosystem, things move very quickly here. People don't drag their feet. It's because, one, there's not a huge team that you have to jump through hoops and interview with, right? And the other thing is that they need this person in the seat coding right away, right? So one, you can get a job very quickly with quick turnaround, and two, you can be coding in a week's time, right? So the other one is, and a fun fact is that we've Code and State is green lit Talent DB to spread its wings, if you will. We're now branching into the EVM space. So why I look for your tech stack is if you have Rust or Solidity, those two are huge components for developers that they look for in the EVM space, probably leaning to more towards Solidity, obviously. But I'm starting to build out a network of people that in projects and founders, so that we'll have more opportunities, not just with the IC, but also for the EVM space as well, right? So here is another one, Blockify. My computer's running slow. Here's the website. And the Twitter. These guys here, they have a healthy budget. So they're a SocialFi company, right?
It's a black screen right now.
Is it a black screen?
For me, yes, but no, it's just loading, I think.
Yeah, it's just loading.
Okay, so you would say that having Solidity experience is a good plus, even on the IC, right? Because projects are looking to kind of bridge the gaps, I guess.
Yeah, here's the top two: Rust, Solidity.
Okay, yeah.
Right, because if I'm going to go after Solana, that chain, they lean on Rust. I'm also going after Ethereum, which leans on Solidity, right? So if you have Rust or Solidity experience, and then you're learning this, our Motoko Bootcamp or Motoko language, you're in good shape here.
And so I guess it's not easy to find profiles that have like Ethereum experience and ICP experience. That's very, very rare. Like from what I can see, that's like, yeah.
Yeah. So anybody who's sitting here, anyone over there that's staring at this face, and you have Rust facility experience and you're doing this boot camp, hats off to you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and one thing I want to say is I think there are not that much Motoko offers right now. What I've seen mostly is like Motoko is used for like bootstrapping projects, like like entrepreneur. They will just go with the easiest option. I've seen a few big players like Origin.
Mm.
But yeah, it's the new language, so of course, like there are not thousands of people hiring from Motoko.
Not
but
yet.
the thing is that when you learn Motoko, you learn the IC, and that's basically like the most important part for me. Like, yeah.
So I have a meeting with somebody this afternoon who's looking for an individual contributor for Motoko. So let's see how that plays out. I'll put that in the group chat later on today. Here's the other thing, right? If I can't help you find employment, there's other ways to make revenue. You're smart, right? You've gone through this boot camp, which is not easy, right? There's dev grants. There's other opportunities where you can go and you can build your own DApp, DAO, whatever you want to do, right? So, if you have a crazy idea, run with it. No one's stopping you. That's why the Web3 is here, right? So you can, stretch boundaries, break things, rebuild it, right? Here's the thing. If there's something that you love in the Web2 space, but you think that you can do it better, why not bring it over into the IC, right? We have all sorts of resources that you can use to fund your project. And the first one, which is an easy one, is a dev grant. You can get started with a 5K dev grant and get going, right? I'm sure Seb and myself, and I'm sure there's other people I can put you in touch with that can walk you through the formalities of getting a dev grant.
There's a conference about that last night.
Yeah. We will talk about it. And actually, I had a few dev grants, so I can also talk about my personal experience with the grant program. There are grants for building applications, but also to be in the community. You can, if you do like educational work, you can also receive grants. There are quite a few grants.
They love giving money away to Affinity.
If you have a good project, they will. Yeah.
That's true. It was from when I started, and this is what I find comical. It's like 9 months ago I started here, right? Things were a little bit looser over at Affinity, just giving out grants for projects. But recently they've kind of tightened it up. Let's put it this way: you just need a good project, a good concept, but you got to put a good roadmap together here, right? And we're here to help mentor you to do that. Here's my suggestion: stick with infrastructure. How do we continue to build a rock solid foundation for the IC versus a betting app or a social media app, DApp, or whatever the case may be? Because we already have those out there. You got to think of something of how do we make our ecosystem stronger for the future?
Yeah, maybe like an educational application, something like this.
There we go.
Like a bootcamp application, maybe.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bring it mobile. Like Duolingo, but for coding.
And mobile applications as well, I think are underrated. Like if there are some mobile developers, we need you because I mean, there is a huge lack of tooling around building mobile applications on the IC. There have been some players that have tried and have succeeded, but I don't think it's a really, really like rough space right now. So there are opportunities for sure to build like on mobile.
Letter.
I have a few more questions for you. So
yeah, go ahead.
One question would be, what do you recommend to our students to get hired on the IC? Like the number one thing that you would recommend if you were a student? Okay, I have situation one, you are just out of uni or coding school. You don't have any work experience. Situation two, you have 10 years of professional coding experience.
Sure.
It's not easy, but
No, it's not. So if you're coming out of university, you have a very bright future because Web3 is here to stay. Web2 will be just a figment of our imagination in the near future. So what you want to do is you want to build a GitHub account so you can start. So when you're in university, you do projects, right? So if you're doing computer science, you want to take all your projects that you've built, you want to put them in your GitHub. 2, to make things more mainstream as well, because that's what we need to do here, is you got to build a LinkedIn profile. Happy to help you with both. So the other thing that you want to do if you don't have any work experience is you want to just build projects, right? The more projects that you build, you got to fail and you got to get yourself, dust it off and get back up on your feet, right? So the only way you're going to continue to learn is to continue to code. So anything that you're building, just put into GitHub, right? That's simple. The other thing is look for internships to get your foot in the door, paid or unpaid. You want to put something on. You want to start building a small kind of little profile of yourself, right? On LinkedIn and GitHub and whatever the case may be. I'm happy to assist. We could do a workshop on that as well, right? At the end, or we can, I know we're doing a boot camp a month. Maybe at the end of each quarter, we can put together like how to create a LinkedIn profile, what separates a great one from a good one, and how do we create a GitHub? But that's something else. I'll talk to Seb about it. And then for someone who's been in the business for 10 years, one, have a clean GitHub, right? Don't just put, clean it up, make it look presentable, so someone can go in there and know exactly where to go. Like, here's my Rust, here's my Solidity, here's my Motoko, here's whatever, right? LinkedIn, make sure it's clean. Your resume, make sure it's one page, right? I'm guilty. I had a resume like 6 pages long. I'm like, and then I saw someone else do that, and I'm like, why is this person, 6 pages? So you want to keep things clean. I would also recommend building out a digital resume instead of one of those, setting a PDF ones. I think that you're all smart individuals. You know how to code. I will find one for you and I'll drop it in the chat here. Give me a second here.
I think what could be also, yeah.
Because the problem is we don't have the people present here in
Madrid. Yeah, the people in Madrid are not on the Zoom, so we can share that on Discord.
Yeah, everything I'm sharing here, I'm going to share on Discord.
You can share that in general.
Yeah. So this guy doesn't care if I share. I told him I'm sharing it. But here's a digital resume, which is pretty clean, right? I like that. It has like these drop downs and stuff like that. The front end, back end, blockchain.
1 second.
Let me see if I can share my screen.
Yeah, here.
So it's a cool little digital resume, right? Take a little highlight reel. When I first saw this, I'm like, this is really interesting. This is really cool. Yeah, you guys are smart. You can build this. And when you're done, you can help me build one for myself. Joking, not going anywhere. What else? What other questions do we have?
I have more like a remark. Like, I think it would be good also to include more ICP training for the ecosystem. Like, for example, I think one big thing on the IC is clearly Twitter. That's where I found my jobs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Where I found all my jobs, like, and all of my business kind of partners, and most of them on Twitter. So, like, it's a funny, like, it's fun that is like this in Web3, but I think it's a very, very strong rule of thumb. Like, have a strong Twitter is just gonna make you so visible in the ecosystem. that you will find a job if you keep posting and sharing what you're building. Like I would
Absolutely.
recommend to students, and we should do like a workshop on that. You've grown quite a few on Twitter as well, posting and interacting with the community. That's like so important.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like I had like 153 followers. I don't even 100. Let's say 100, 153 people on Twitter. Before I started with Code State, and I'm almost at 1,000, which is comical. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'll do for you guys? Like, Seb made a great point, right? One, you create a Twitter account. Two, what Seb did, and it's incredible, is that he started a project and he documented his journey on Twitter from start to finish, right? And that's how you show your coding chops, but you're also showing your communication, right? You can also leverage this and say, I'm stuck here. And then you're bringing in the community, and they band together and help you out. And then all of a sudden it kind of spins out of control, and it's like, oh shit, we want to hire Frank or Sally or whatever the case would be, right? So what I'll do also for you guys is, if you're new to the space and you want to know more, I'll compile a list of some of the projects that you should follow and people on Twitter, just to start with. And then when you see it, you'll start seeing other people's comments that you can kind of, it's like, oh, okay, you'll do what I did. You'll put the pieces of the puzzle together, right? You'll know who's who and who's what. It's, to be brutally honest, it's a little challenging because, there's PFPs and there's different lingo and jargon and stuff like that, which you need to understand. I'm still learning it, right? But it's a lot easier to understand, and it's a lot easier. Like, I can send somebody a note now and they'll respond back to me, right? You have to be patient and be persistent. That's it, right? But this ecosystem is a bunch of great people here, right? So if you posted something and say, hey, I'm stuck here, I need some help, you could do it in Discord, right? And you can also do it on Twitter. Twitter will kind of open up another channel of opportunities for you.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen some people, some students sharing past students sharing what they've done on Discord. So I would recommend Motoko Bootcamp Discord. Of course, you can share if you've built something like someone shared a tutorial, someone shared they had a grant, so they shared it. Like all sorts of things. I think it's great to share. The more you share, the better.
Absolutely.
And definitely, for me, and I'm guilty to not do it as much as I used to. I want to be really building in public. I think it's just makes so much sense because of what ICP is. Like, this is how you get so many good relations, and you can find people to work with. Like, just Twitter, even though I'm not a huge fan of the new logo, it's such a great platform to use. Like, like I've seen people just posting what they've built and finding a job like this.
I agree.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the audience today?
What's the level of Motoko that we need to start working and get paid?
That's a loaded question. It's a good one. It depends on it depends on the project. That's it, right? If you already have previous coding experience and you've done some good work during the boot camp, there's a good chance of you getting work, right? The other thing was like getting paid. It's like you will get paid. It just depends on what kind of grant this person got, right? So be open-minded when an opportunity presents itself, right? Because majority of them would be kind of short stints, I wouldn't even call it a contract, right? I call them sprints, anywhere from like 2 weeks to 10 weeks to help hit a milestone or create an MVP or whatever the case may be. If you did that like repetitively over and over again, you'd be laughing, right? Because one, you're getting to work with a bunch of different founders on different projects, and more importantly, you're just building your IC resume, right? Where you can leverage these founders and say, hey, go speak to Raheel at Mod Club. could I help them with something like that, right? So, good question, a little loaded, tough one to answer, but I think as long as you're determined and you have the good fundamental structure of coding, we can have a chat.
Yeah, definitely. And also maybe one thing is if you're learning Motoko now, take advantage of the fact that you are so early that you can also just build your own thing. I think I mean, of course, you can find jobs, like there are a lot of them, and that's cool. But with Motoko, you can also experiment and like build something that, like especially with the grant program, that's a good way to enter the ecosystem. Maybe what I've seen sometimes is the job is not the first step for people, but like building their own projects, and then at some point you will find a team and you will find a job. Or you will also work for a DAO maybe at some point.
Nothing wrong with that too.
Yeah, like don't let the fact that it's very early, there are not so much jobs to let you like down, you know. So yeah,
I can almost guarantee that it is going to blow up. I can feel it in my core, because things I literally, all I do all day long is I talk to people, talk to founders, and I talk to engineers and developers, and I listen to what they have to say, right? And there's been a momentum shift with people starting to, like, they're having this oh shit moment or aha moment of like, fuck, we need to make sure that our platform is rock solid, because the people are starting to get the bull. They can feel the bull, right? And that if they're stuck flat-footed without a proper foundation, and things take off and people start using their, it blows up, and they're left flat-footed, as I just mentioned, they're going to miss out on the bull market, right? So this is the right time to start building something, but build it with a rock solid foundation. And two, the other thing is that these founders are like, okay, they were working on roadmaps and milestones and this and that, but now it's time for them to make sure that they build and execute.
have you seen the question? So the question is, can we talk more about the kinds of projects that are running and growing with the IC?
Yeah. What's the easiest way to do this? I can share them with you. I have a list. So we have Mod Club, right? Content moderation. We have Connecta. They're doing some cool stuff. We have Blocks, which is we have, I don't know if you guys know who Blockchain Boy is. And Aaron Bremser, he's a part of Xfinity, or Web3 in general. Yeah. So the easiest way for me to do this is I will share everything that I have in Discord. So the people that are in here, and more importantly, the people that aren't here and everywhere else, I'll post everything with kind of, here are the open roles, and here are the links to the Twitter of the companies or projects that are building, right? I just don't have anything I can share with you guys right now. Moving forward, I will have a deck so that you guys can take a look at what, here's what it is and here's what they do and here's the links, and I can just share it. But yeah, this one's a little bit of a off the cuff conversation. I can tell you this, that there's a ton of open roles in Web3 space right now. It's heating up pretty heavily, and you guys are in the right spot at the right time. Let's put it that way.
Yes, definitely.
And the one other thing, and I'll start, I don't really care. I'll share other links of places that you can look for job opportunities too, right? As much as I want to help everybody, I have, there's only so many hours in a day. So my list is getting longer here. There are also Web3 job boards that I can share with you guys as well. And if you're interested, and then we can take it from there. But I'll also put my Calendly link in the Discord too, with the projects, and so you guys can book a call with me.
Oops, I think it's the best. Yeah, if they want like more information on the jobs, I think it's best if they do a meeting with you. That's the best way to go about that. Okay, cool. Do you have something that you want to add to our students?
Do I want
Something that you want to add? Sorry, it's the accent. That adding a little advice and prediction for future, maybe.
The bear market is going to turn into the bull market, right? So stay thirsty, meaning thirst for knowledge, thirst for resources. Reach out to people, ask questions, this is a great time because it's slow right now, right? To build these relationships and ask for help and find yourself a mentor, right? Ask Seb who some of the top graduates for the Motoko Bootcamp were in the earlier days, and ask them questions and see what they're building now, right? Put a crew together, right? Do some coding, challenge each other to push the limits and see what else you can do, right? So, this is an exciting time. I know it can be a little daunting. I think the future is very bright, but it's also, I don't have a crystal ball, right? So I would just kind of put a good game plan together, right? So find a mentor, keep building stuff, get a crew together and code together so you guys can figure it out. I always put a mixed bag of like a front end, back end, and a full stack person, right? So you can all kind of, or maybe a full front end, back end, and then someone who's got stronger with design or whatever. But just kind of get that together and start building projects, right? And work together on it. And like I said, put it on Twitter, start a journey, right? Build a project name and get at it and go get a dev grant and split it up and build something cool.
Yeah, start the journey. Definitely.
That's it. You guys are in the right spot at the right time, right? This is a 2.5-year-old technology, and we're way ahead of Ethereum. If you take a look at kind of when things popped off here, right? So, stick with it. And if you have questions, just reach out, right? And the last thing I'll say is my father always said to me, there's no such thing as a stupid question. It's a person who doesn't ask the question, right? So ask all the questions that you want.
Definitely, I follow for the Motoko Bootcamp, like past graduates. We have really cool people building really cool things. I had a few of them last week, and now we have some of them this week. So like Ricardo building a game, Thiago building a game and a DAO. We have the people at WebSocket. We have Patrick coming this week. Like we have so many people from the bootcamps, and they are open to, like, if you reach out to them and just ask them questions about what they're doing, and I mean, they will answer for sure. Like, yeah. So
amazing. I'm here,
cool.
but if you guys need anything, I'm here. Just ask, right? So, let me get my list on here. I'll put it in Discord, and then we'll take it from there. So, congratulations, everybody. Enjoy the week ahead. I wish I was in Madrid because it's fucking cold here in Toronto. And either way, I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Ben. See you.
Bye-bye.